Ever wondered what happens when Christopher Nolan goes full Greek myth mode? Because, honey, the Odyssey in 2026 is a total vibe. Let's spill the tea on this epic fantasy action ride that's living rent-free in my head. Hey, it's Emma, feeling totally epic today. And yes, I wore eyeliner just to talk about a movie you cannot even see me watching. So, let's talk. Christopher Nolan, the mind behind The Dark Knight and Tenet, finally did it. He adapted Homer's Odyssey. We're talking Odysseus's long, cursed trek home after the Trojan War. Monsters, temptation, messy suitors, and one very patient wife. It dropped in 2026 as a midsummer tentpole. Big IMAX energy, big feelings, and a modern, grounded take on Greek mythology. Think epic fantasy meets action-adventure, but with Nolan's brainy puzzle box storytelling and very little digital fluff. Like, he wants you to feel the salt on your face and the wind slapping your ego. Let me set the scene with a personal odyssey, because I have paid my dues to Poseidon. I once booked what I thought was a chill island hop around Greece. You know, cute fairy selfies, olives, a linen dress moment. Except, the first ferry gets canceled, a storm shuts down the port, I get rebooked to the wrong island, my phone dies, and my suitcase does a solo tour of the Peloponnese. I'm sleeping in a guest house with, I swear, 3 goats and 1 extremely judgmental cat. And I wake up to winds so rude my bangs became a mythic creature. Then I try to be brave, Odysseus style. So I follow a local's tip to a beach called Sirens. Super cute bar, absolute trap. Because somehow I am singing karaoke to My Heart Will Go On while negotiating with a guy named Nikos, who, quick define, is just a very persuasive bartender with a god complex. The deal is 2 free shots in exchange for me hyping the bar on Instagram. I am like, Emma, do not get stuck on Calypso's island, girl. Calypso, by the way, is the nymph who tries to keep Odysseus forever. Anyway, I pull a classic Odysseus move. I pretend my phone has a secret work filter for alcohol content that blocks brand tags. Is that a thing? No. Did it work? Absolutely. I bounce, hitch a ride with a family headed to a different port, bribe a shuttle driver with baklava, and finally make a midnight ferry by sprinting like a suitor saw me steal his sandals. Moral of the story, perseverance plus petty cleverness equals arrival. Also, never leave home without a portable charger and pastry-based diplomacy. Odysseus would approve. Okay, let's move on. The film's basics, LE5. Odysseus, played by Matt Damon, is trying to get home to Ithaca after the Trojan War. His wife Penelope, that's Anne Hathaway, is holding the fort against gross suitors. Their son Telemachus, Tom Holland, is searching for dad energy and courage. Along the way, we meet Polyphemus the Cyclops, the Sirens, the sorceress Circe, here Samantha Morton, and the nymph Calypso, Charlize Theron. There's also Athena, played by Zendaya, who's the wisdom goddess vibe, but Nolan presents divine stuff like weather and coincidence rather than literal thunderbolt throwing. Think omens as storms, fate as currents, not CGI Zeus on a cloud. The narrative is non-linear. It hops like your Spotify playlist on shuffle, but every track somehow lands emotionally in the right order. And visually, Nolan shot the entire thing on IMAX 70mm film. First feature to go all in. It's like your eyeballs upgraded to VIP. Important people check in. Christopher Nolan, quick define, is the filmmaker famous for big-brain blockbusters. He chased tactile realism here. Real seas, real cliffs, minimal digital makeup. Cinematography is by Hoyte van Hoytema, Nolan's longtime visual wizard, and those giant IMAX cameras got a glow-up. A new, lighter, quieter model was built so they could shoot night raids and ship fights without turning the set into a lawnmower convention. Production design is Ruth de Jong, and costumes by Ellen Moronick. both back from Oppenheimer, making Bronze Age looks with, lived-in salt and soot. Effects are Weta Workshop, the practical geniuses. VFX by DNEG, that's a major visual effects studio. And editing by Jennifer Lame, keeping the puzzle legible. Matt Damon did a full transformation. Real beard, a strict diet, lost weight, the whole thing. Because Nolan said no fake whiskers. Robert Pattinson shows up as Antinous, the lead suitor. He described the guy like Lester Diamond from Casino. Quick define. That's the sleazy manipulator James Woods played in Scorsese's 1990s Vegas drama. It fits. Sleek, smiling, absolutely rotten. Zendaya as Athena is more guardian presence than lightning bolt queen. Lupita Nyong'o doubles as Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra, and she gives Helen that steel behind the beauty vibe. And the script tone draws from Emily Wilson's translation. Quick define, she's a classicist whose 2017 Odyssey made waves for clean, clear English. You hear that clarity in the dialogue. Music is Ludwig Göransson, Nolan's go-to composer. He swerved the usual orchestra and used bronze gongs, plus lyre and aulos. Quick defines. The lyre is an ancient Greek string instrument, the aulos a double reed woodwind. James Blake, the English electronic musician, adds vocals like a modern chorus that makes you feel the homesickness. And yes, Travis Scott, the rapper, cameos as a bard. Nolan literally connected rapping to ancient oral poetry. And, not me, but me, I love that crossover slay. Alright, what's next? The hot mess question everyone keeps fighting about. Historical accuracy. The armor in promo shots looked more later Greek or even fantasy bronze than strict late Bronze Age. Some historians said big yikes. And the ship. They used the Draken Harald Hårfagre. Quick define. It's the world's largest modern Viking longship, as a stand-in for a Greek warship. People were like, Emma, that's not a pentaconter. True. But Nolan chose seaworthiness and stunt safety to lug IMAX rigs through real weather. We're not in a museum. We're in a hurricane. Then there's the accents. He went with mostly American accents and modern English. Purists cried immersion break. Nolan said clarity is queen. Honestly, I'm team clarity. We do not need fake Shakespearean vowels in the Mediterranean. Let people act. Casting discourse got loud too. Lupita Nyong'o as Helen sparked the predictable bad faith chatter. My take? Greek myths are world stories. Helen is an idea, beauty as power, a rumor that burns cities, not a genealogy test. If the performance slaps, it's valid. Representation is not your enemy, boredom is. Now, the location drama. They filmed at the White Dune near Dakhla in Western Sahara. Quick define. Western Sahara is a disputed territory. The Polisario Front is a movement seeking independence. Morocco administers most of it. Activists called the shoot whitewashing. Morocco's film authority praised the milestone. The scene was done by the time the letter went public. My take. Creative liberty in costume is one thing. Geopolitics is another. If you film in a disputed region, consult widely, show receipts, and be explicit about consent. You can chase realism and still respect real people. Both can be true. Okay, pause, because this next part is everything. The release as event. The marketing matched Nolan's classic playbook. A stealth IMAX prologue of The Trojan Horse hit premium screens in late 2025. Cryptic teasers followed, then a trailer that pulled over 100 million views in a day. They rolled spots during the NFL playoffs and the Winter Olympics. Quick define, giant sports broadcasts where normal people actually watch ads. And the merch gag, the IMAX camera popcorn bucket and the Trojan horse bucket. That's a look. Is it extra? Yes. Does it make your movie feel like an amusement ride? Also yes. And honestly, iconic. If you are adapting Homer, make it an experience, not just a homework assignment. Let's dissect this for a sec. The film's real flex is coherence. Nonlinear cuts that still make emotional sense. Sea work that feels dangerous because, it actually was. And divine influence sold through weather, tides, and chance, which keeps your feet on the deck while your brain whispers fate. That's Nolan's sweet spot. If they bent history on a helmet silhouette but got the texture of peril and longing right, I can live. Stories evolve, myths adapt, and honestly, the gods can handle a modern accent. Okay, so what else, you ask? Surprise tidbits. Working title was Charlie's Tale. Sneaky. They shot across Morocco, Greece, Italy's islands, Iceland's black sands for Hades, Scotland, Malta, even the universal backlot water tank for the spicy bits too risky for open water. And despite chasing storms like drama magnets, they wrapped early. That's some logistics god-level play. No notes. Before we go further, we need to address this. Matt Damon as Odysseus. He leans cunning over brute force, scruffy, exhausted, but calculating. It's a glow-up for the wily hero archetype, and with Hathaway's Penelope holding political chaos at home, plus Holland's Telemachus finally getting screen time, the family thread lands hard. Like the bowstring motif in the score, quick note, Nolan asked for the lyre timbre to echo Odysseus's bow pluck. Nerdy. Perfect. Yas, queen. Okay, we covered a lot. Next time, I want to get into the bigger question of Greek myths on screen. Are we ready for a literal gods era again? Or is tactile realism the new Olympus? I have thoughts, and some spicy receipts from other myth movies waiting in the wings. So, that's the tea, folks. Can't wait to dive into more epic tales next time. Later!